Hello and welcome to the Crazy Gaming Empire. My name is Lord, and today I'll be reviewing the latest release from Telltale Games, Tales from the Borderlands. Now, coming from a popular studio who placed their main emphasis on narrative, I would like to point out that I had to drop various points of coverage to spare you all the horror of spoilers. I'll be keeping this as safe as possible for people who haven't yet finished it or who haven't even played it yet. Now, the first area of interest we'll be covering is the setting. Going back to the style of Borderlands 1 and 2, we get to return to everyone's favourite death trap, Pandora. Taking place some time after Handsome Jack's death, you play the role of both Reese, a Hyperion office drone on the verge of getting a promotion that will change his life forever, and Fiona, the streetwise con artist who's done whatever it takes to survive on Pandora. The two are unwittingly paired early on by an unknown figure interested in their past. The first episode largely covers both giving their own version of how they met, with some noticeable differences, and then where they went from there. This seems slightly similar to the 400 Days DLC for the Telltale's Walking Dead game, but it does go further through the switching of characters occurring instantaneously, helping to provide multiple viewpoints to the events around the story. For the first time in the Borderlands series, we are also given a large insight into the inner workings of the bandit communities and the bandits themselves, really giving them depth while still maintaining their comedically insane manners. As with most of Telltale games, both the story and the background are effortlessly intertwined, creating an incredibly immersive feel for the player. One concern I did have early on was the significant shift Telltale had to undergo to change from the serious and somewhat tragic nature that characterized their previous works to the comedic and fast-paced nature of Borderlands. Rest assured, Borderlands fans, Telltale have successfully mastered the Borderlands writing style and integrated their own gameplay mechanics into it effortlessly. The brilliantly placed and plentiful references to the previous Borderlands installments are the best example of this, and fortunately these are a very heavy part of the game. These references range from Poop Train, Craig's favourite phrase, to the corpses of some of the Vault Hunter's most famous kills. These references can be found in nearly every area, but they are dwarfed by the cameo appearance of one very special character. Gameplay-wise, there have been some noticeable additions, such as the use of a loader bot at one point for combat, which the player can modify to suit them. As well as this, the choice mechanic running through all of Telltale games has taken a new turn. For instance, some choices result in higher monetary rewards, which allow better loot to be acquired later. As well as this, the influence of choices in later conversation has been scaled up to heavily influence the setting. Despite all this, however, the Telltale formula remains largely unaltered, which you can either see as a positive or a negative attribute depending on your own viewpoints. I'd also like to point out that this game has quite an impressive cast involved with it, with Troy Baker and Laura Bailey playing the respective protagonists, with also Nolan North, Patrick Warburton, and various other well-known voice actors, some of whom are reprising their previous roles from the Borderlands universe. Overall, Telltale's latest outing maintains the traditional point-and-click style of its previous games, and makes a triumphant entrance into the comedic sphere of Borderlands, with the series clearly having a great measure of potential, earning it a 9 out of 10. Thank you all for watching.